Let's just be honest for a second. It's a pretty bold statement, but deep down, every single developer, every CTO, every tech lead knows it's probably true. Your code base, the very thing your entire business is built on, is hiding bugs. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll dig into why this is such a universal problem. Then, we'll introduce a new AI ally in this fight and hear from some industry leaders who are pretty blown away. After that, we'll take a peek behind the curtain to see how all this sorcery actually works. And finally, we'll talk about what this means for the future of writing good code.
First things first, let's get on the same page. Bugs? They're not just little annoyances, right? They're not just tickets you get to on a slow afternoon. They are a serious, constant risk to your business.
This is the question, isn't it? The one that keeps engineering managers staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. It doesn't matter how many checks you have, how many code reviews you do. Stuff always slips through the cracks. The real worry is, what about the bugs you don't even know exist?
Because the consequences of those hidden bugs can be absolutely devastating. We're not talking about a button that's the wrong shade of blue here. We're talking about massive security holes that leak customer data. We're talking about subtle little logic errors that cause permanent data loss. Or, and this is a scary one, billing mistakes that completely destroy user trust and can cost a fortune. These are the time bombs, just sitting there in the code, waiting.
So with this threat always looming, a totally new approach is starting to pop up. What if you had an ally? You know, something that could hunt down these hidden threats in ways that we humans, and even our best traditional tools, just can't. And that's exactly where these AI-powered deep scans come in. The idea sounds complex, but it's actually pretty simple at its core. Use some seriously advanced AI to do this incredibly deep, exhaustive analysis of your entire codebase. It's built specifically to find those really tricky, tangled-up bugs, the ones that your normal checks just fly right past.
Okay, I know, that's a huge claim. But this isn't just some theory. Leaders at some really smart tech companies are already seeing this in action, and the reactions are, well, pretty telling.
Now think about this for a second. This is from Daniel Werku, the CTO at Starsling. This guy's team already uses a bunch of advanced AI tools on their code. They're ahead of the curve. And yet, the results from one of these deep scans were still so shocking that it gave him a minor heart attack. That tells you everything you need to know about the depth we're talking about here.
And then you get this reaction, which I think is just perfect. It totally captures that feeling of seeing something that shouldn't be possible. When a tool finds a bug so cleverly hidden that you can't even figure out how it was found, it really does feel like magic. What sorcery is this? Is exactly what you say when you see a real leap in technology.
But you know, sorcery is one thing, but what really matters is, does it work? Well, Drew Dennison, the CTO at SemGrep, just gets right to the point. These aren't just suggestions or potential issues. We're talking about real, actual bugs that were so important they got fixed immediately. The bottom line is simple, it actually works.
Now this one really changes the game. For years, the pen test, where you hire expert humans to try and hack you, has been the gold standard for security. But here's the CTO of Gravity saying that an AI scan found subtler and more pernicious issues than their last pen test, and it did it faster. That is a massive statement about where code security is heading.
And hey, this isn't just happening in private company code bases. You can see the impact out in the open on some of the most important projects in the world. Look at Tailscale, a huge networking tool. 7 big bugs flagged, 5 already patched. The Kubernetes client, 3 for 3, all fixed. These aren't small things. These are real fixes to the code that helps run the internet.
So all this talk of sorcery, how does it actually work? You might be picturing some insanely complicated setup process, but the reality is way, way simpler. It's really just 3 simple steps. First, you just connect your repository. Then, inside a totally secure sandbox, the AI gets to work. And it's not just matching patterns. It's actually building a deep understanding of your code's logic, how data moves through it. It runs thousands and thousands of checks, hunting for those complex bugs that only show up when different parts of the system interact. And finally, you get these incredibly detailed reports on the most critical bugs sent right to the tools you already use, like Jira or GitHub.
Of course, the second you talk about giving an AI access to your code, alarm bells on security start ringing, and they should, but this has been tackled head-on. The system is SOC 2 Type 2 certified, which is a super rigorous standard for data security, and crucially, there's a zero data retention policy. Your code gets deleted on demand, and the AI companies that provide the models, they keep absolutely nothing. It's built for serious enterprise-level trust.
Okay, so let's zoom out.
What does a tool this powerful actually mean for how we all build software? What's the big picture here? This is not about replacing developers. Let's be clear about that. This is about making developers more powerful. It's a huge shift from just reacting to bugs after they cause problems to proactively finding them before they ever do. Think of it like having a brilliant partner who never sleeps, who reviews your code constantly, and who can see things that are almost impossible for a human to spot. It's all about helping teams build better, safer software way faster.
And that really brings us to the one last thing I want to leave you with. It's pretty clear this technology is raising the bar for everyone. So if AI is already out there finding these deep, sneaky bugs that even a team of human experts can't find, what's still hiding in your code, just waiting?